There's fish down there, a lot of them. I don't know if the camera can pick them up, but there's a bunch. Hey guys, so we came across well, this would suffice as a cave on our little exploratory hike.
Me make fire!
This is actually pretty nice.
Me make fire!
This would be a good place to have a shelter. It's pretty much all made for you there. And you can have a fire and everything in here. It's quite roomy. He's 6'1", and
what's up, guys?
It's got plenty of room in here. Got lots of room. Oh look! Apparently somebody has had a fire in here. It's blackened. So somebody else has also discovered this.
Me make fire, march on.
Anyway, hey guys, Hacker Boy 16. I've come across some tracks. They appear to be quite fresh. But yeah, we've seen a bunch of tracks today, but these are by far the freshest I've seen. And yeah, so just wanted to show you that. I think they're pig tracks. I could be wrong. Now I know there are raccoon tracks here as well, and there's also that track. So Justin, what did you think of the Exploratory Canyon hike?
Well, John, I mean, it's God's creation, man. I mean, it's really beautiful, out here. And man, Javon, you're missing it, man. And Vince, man, you totally missed out, bro. I mean, it's really awesome.
So, what did you experience on the hike?
Everything. Came across a shallow river. It wasn't that deep. It was probably maybe like past your ankles, and that was it. And went across it. It was pretty. I thought it was gonna be like that deep, but we took a look at it and it wasn't that deep.
So we determined that it was a safe section of the river, which is generally unusual. It was really shallow, and there was no currents, and I tested it with sticking a branch in it. Didn't feel any pull whatsoever. But yeah, so it wasn't originally in our plans to go across the river or enter it at all, but we went across, and there was no current, there was no rocks to get snagged on or anything like that, and it was actually very safe.
Really exciting out here. I'll do this again anytime, any day, anywhere.
So is there anything that you think could be improved on?
Not really. I mean, pretty much just following you, John, doing whatever your experiences out here in the wilderness out here. I mean, just love it out here. Man, can't say no more, man.
So what kind of things did you see?
Footprints going from a wild pig footprint, looked like a wild pig footprint, and a raccoon, and from seeing on the way back, amazing thing. John's like, hey bro, you need to check this out. We went, and it's amazing. We found a animal bone. Few of them. Actually, we found 3, 4 of them, and we describe it as a cave. Really awesome. It's really beautiful, and it's pretty good. It looked like someone made a fire in the little man cave there. But it's really fun. I really loved it. All right, John, what do you think about this trip?
Well, I enjoyed it. We definitely had to struggle through some brush, and we got kind of dirty with cobwebs, stuff like that. We went about 2 miles total, and you could just see how shallow and dried up the river is. It's so low right now. So we walked along it and saw lots of different animal tracks, and raccoon, I believe what is wild pig, and others, and it was just really interesting to see that. And we actually came across a part of the river that was really shallow, and it was really calm, and it was it really was maybe shin deep, and so we crossed, which wasn't originally in our plan. We crossed it, and there was no current, the rocks to get snagged on, it's super shallow, and we had actually assessed other parts of the river, and none of them were safe to cross at all, because we were hoping maybe if we found a safe enough section that we might be able to cross and see what's on the other side, but that really wasn't in the original plan. And so it was interesting because we did find a section that was very shallow, it's calm. In fact, the water it felt great, but we walked across, it was not a problem at all. And the only slight issue we had was the mud. It kind of like stuck on your foot a little bit. But it was definitely interesting, and we got to see the other side and found a couple of places that you could use for shelter if you know, in a survival situation. And I actually have video of that too, or at least of one of them. And we came across some animal bones, which I believe were very old. They were bleached by the sun, and they're extremely brittle. And I tapped one on the rock and it just shattered. Not exactly sure what kind of animal it was from, but it certainly was interesting. And so we hiked back, and there's also another place I'd like to do a hike up here later on, another exploratory hike. But for this one, it seemed like it was just kind of a very constricted hike, because you couldn't really go too far from the river because the road's right there. It's just fairly narrow, and so we did struggle through some brush, but it was fun. We're a bit tired and definitely dirty, and our boots definitely need to be cleaned, but it was certainly worth it, and got to see some interesting sights. So yeah, I enjoyed it overall.